Question we're asking here in South Florida. What if a situation like the one in Baltimore happened here where we live? Would there be riots in South Florida? Of course, we have had them in the past. And are local authorities prepared for one now? CBS 4 Cynthia Demas continues our team coverage from Southwest Miami-Dade.
When you're walking down your neighborhood street headed home, do you think that maybe the riots that are going on in Baltimore could happen in your own neighborhood? This credible threat to law enforcement was sent out to all agencies, saying gangs are working together to take out law officers. We asked outgoing police chief in Hollywood, Frank Fernandez, his reaction to this.
This is not just a threat for law enforcement today, unfortunately.
He says if they feel the threat goes beyond their jurisdiction, then they do have to share it. So should we wonder, are the Crips and the Bloods going to come to a South Florida neighborhood?
I am not. I think we've done a great job in South Florida of really addressing most of the, if not all of these issues.
Well, we have had our problems in the past.
And we hope that we never go back to those dark days in the 1980s, some of the 90s.
The 1980 McDuffie riots, when 4 white officers were acquitted after killing a black man, Arthur McDuffie. In 1989, 3 days of rioting in Miami after Officer William Lozano shot and killed a black motorcyclist.
A lot of it had to do with the typical accusations of abuse of power.
So, could riots happen here?
Anything could happen anywhere, but I don't believe it'll happen in South Florida. I think all of our agencies here in South Florida have really come together to understand that we have to have community policing at all times.
If we did have riots here, would they be handled differently, though, than they were in Baltimore?
They're following the standard operating procedures of a civil disorder.
Declaring a state of emergency, putting a curfew in place. The 10 p.m. curfew started last night, but wasn't really enforced until 11. So if there was a curfew here, would 10 mean 10?
No, 10 never means 10. If they're peaceful and they're demonstrating, would you want to interrupt it? And through dialogue and communication, you're better off than imposing a law.
We also spoke with Miami-Dade County law enforcement. They say when it comes to potential riots happening here, folks in South Florida should feel pretty safe being at their home when their doors are closed and they're asleep at night. In Miami-Dade County, I'm Cynthia Demas, CBS 4 News.
Okay, Cynthia, and look for much more on the unrest in Baltimore tonight.